Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will share with you formulas and calculations we use in sewing. This is going to be simple, easy to follow tutorial, and I'm going to make sure I carry you along every step of the way. Sewing formulas are simple calculations we use to translate body measurement. It also helps to achieve perfect fit, to maintain consistency, and to get an accurate work. So if you're interested in all of this, please come with me and let's get started. I'm going to start with the shoulder for the shoulder measurement, and the formula for shoulder measurement is the full shoulder measurement divided by 2. So let's say the shoulder measurement is 16 inches. 16 inches divided by 2 will give me 8 inches. So the value I will use for the shoulder will be 8 inches and not 16 inches. So whatever you measure on your shoulder, you divide it by 2, and that's what you use for your shoulder line. I'll go ahead and impute the 8 inches. If I want to make a blouse or any outfit with sleeve, this is how I'll go about it. This is how to go about it. But if you're making a sleeveless, then you minus 0.5 inch from that. Means for a sleeveless outfit, the shoulder measurement is 16 inches divided by 2 equals to 8. I'll minus 0.5 inch. The next one is formula for neck width. That is when you're trying to draft a basic neck width. That is for a standard neck width and not maybe you're trying to make any stylish design. And this formula is used for both the front and the back bodies. The formula for neck width is the bust circumference divided by 12. So let's say the bust circumference is 36 inches. 36 inches divided by 12 will give me 3 inches. So the neck width for the back and the front will be 3 inches. And it's important to note that if you are drafting any other design, make sure that whatever neck width you are using for the front is the same thing as the back. This formula is also used for the neck depth, but you add 0.5 inch to whatever you have. So let's say the bust circumference divided by 12 will give me 3 inches. Then I'll add 0.5 inch to the 3 inches. I'll have 3.5. I'm going to use 3.5 inches for the neck depth. Note that this 0.5 inch I added is for ease and is optional. You can choose to use whatever value you get from your formula. Most times neck width and neck depth is determined by the style you're trying to achieve. But for a standard basic neckline, this is the formula. So I'll go ahead and impute the neck width of 3 inches and the neck depth of 3.5, then I'll connect. The next formula is the formula for the shoulder slope. You know that the human shoulder is not straight, it's slanted. So in order to get that slant measurement, the formula for the shoulder slope is bust circumference divided by 20. But there's a standard for it. For adults, you use 1 inch. For children, you use 0.5 inch. You can either choose to use the formula or use the standard. Most people use the standard. So before I continue, I remembered something. I didn't mention the neck depth for the back bodies. The neck depth for the back bodies, there's a standard which is 1 inch. For the shoulder slope, I'll use the standard for adults, which is 1 inch. I'll come under my shoulder measurement. So now I'll go with the sleeveless, which is 7.5. I'll come under and impute the 1 inch. Then I'll connect from this neck width now down to the 1 inch, and we have our shoulder slant. Now that I'm done with the shoulder slant, the next formula I'll go for is the armhole depth. The formula for the armhole depth is bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inch. So let's say the bust circumference is 36 inches. 36 inches divided by 6 will give me 6 inches plus 1.5 inch will give me 7.5 inches. Now this is for a normal armhole, the kind of armhole you'll be attaching a sleeve to. For a sleeveless armhole, in order for it not to gape or open at the arm, under the arm, you minus 0.5 inch. So 7.5 inches minus 0.5 will give us 7 inches. I'll go ahead now and place my tape from the shoulder slant and impute the measurement. I'll also place the tape across this way to impute the shoulder measurement. So whatever you have on the shoulder line, I'll also place it here and connect from the shoulder slant down to that measurement. There's usually a line under this armhole. It's called the chest line. In order to get the chest line, there's many ways to go about it, but for the calculation's sake, is the armhole depth plus 1 inch, or you can go 2 inches above the bust line. I'll go ahead now and draw a straight line underneath this armhole, and this straight line is the chest line. The next formula is the sleeve cap height. The formula for the sleeve cap height is the bust circumference divided by 12 plus 1 inch. So let's say the bust circumference is 30. 30 divided by 12 is equals to 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches plus 1 inch will give me 3.5 inches. So the sleeve cap height will be 3.5 inches. The next formula is the bust span measurement. In order to have a good illustration, I'll go ahead and draw the lines that I need for this, and this is the bust point. I'll also place the tape on the shoulder and impute the shoulder to waist measurement. When I say bust span measurement, I don't want you to get confused. It also means nipple to nipple measurement. We have two formulas for this. Is either you measure from your nipple to your nipple, which you divided by 2, you get the answer, or you use a bust circumference divided by 8 minus 1 inch. So let's say the bust circumference is 36 inches. 36 inches divided by 8 will give us 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches minus 1 inch will give us 3.5. So the bust span measurement with this formula will be 3.5 inches. If you are to use this formula, for me, I would advise you add 0.5 inch for ease. So when you add 0.5 inch for ease to this 3.5, you get 4 inches. So I'll place my tape now from this center. Then I'll take the 4 inches towards the other side. These are these 4 inches now that will take the dart line that will connect from this 4 inches here down to the waist point in order to take out the dart. Next formula on my list is the underbust tightening, and in order to do that, I will be needing the shoulder to underbust measurement, and that's what I just took out now. The formula for underbust tightening is the bust circumference minus the underbust circumference divided by 2. So let's say the bust circumference is 30 inches. 30 minus underbust circumference 26 inches divided by 2 will give us 4 inches. So 4 inches divided by 2 will give me 2 inches. Note, this can give you 3 inches, can give you 4 inches, depends on the size of the bust and the underbust. To apply what I have for the underbust tightening, it's important to note that whatever you are distributing, the center front should have less, while the side front will have more, because the side front is what will carry most of the bust. So for a formula that gives me 2 inches, I'm going to give this center front now 0.5 inch and the side front 1.5 inch. So let's say there's the formula will give me 3 inches. I'm going to take 1 inch here and take 2 inches here. Once you get the value, you just extend the line from the underbust down to the waistline. I decided to draw the two lines so that we'll see what the difference will look like. So you just connect from the bust point down to the line. Next formula is the bust radius. That's the full circle around the dart area, which we use for mostly corset dresses, bustier tops, and dart manipulation. The formula for bust radius is the shoulder to underbust measurement minus shoulder to bust measurement. So let's say the shoulder to underbust is 14 inches and shoulder to bust is 11 inches. 14 minus 11 will give us 3 inches. So the bust radius will be 3 inches. So you can either use the formula or you place your tape from your bust point to your underbust point. The difference is what you use for your bust radius. The next on my list is the 360-degree flare. The formula for a 360-degree flare is circumference. This circumference can be any circumference. So circumference divided by 2 pi. So let's say the circumference is 22 inches. 22 inches divided by 2 pi. Pi is 3.14. And 2 multiplied by 3.14 will give us 6.28. So 22 divided by 6.28. So the radius for our 360-degree flare will be 3.5. The calculation for 720-degree is 360-degree multiplied by 2, which will give us the 720-degree. And 360-degree means a full circle. So 720-degree means 2 full circles. So we'll be using the 360 to get the 720-degree. Formula for the 360-degree flare is circumference. This circumference can be any circumference, so we'll use waist circumference. divided by 2
For
pi.
this work, let's say the waist circumference is 22 inches divided by 2 multiplied by pi, and pi is 3.14 approximately, and 2 multiplied by 3.14 will give us 6.28. So 22 divided by 6.28 will give us 3.5 approximately. So in order to get a 2 full circles for a 720-degree flare, we'll divide this 3.5 by 2. 3.5 divided by 2 will give us 1.75. So our radius will be 1.75 for each circle.
Formula for crouch depth is hip circumference divided by 4. So let's say the hip is 40. 40 divided by 4 will give us 10 inches. So the crouch depth will be 10 inches. That will be all for today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. See you in my next video.